Hi, I'm Martin McGill, here in the centre reed bed. Welcome to Slimbridge's Wildlife Weekly. Okay, this week we're looking more closely at some of our winter arrivals, the Buick Swans. The first ones have just come back. Also focusing on Pintail, very nice elegant duck that we have on site, and enjoying the water levels as they rise and create the sort of feeding bonanza for the wintering birds. Okay, well, the Buick Swans arrived very late this year. I think it's the latest arrival date since 1969. It's not really that surprising considering the weather conditions. Look at the long range forecast I was looking at suggested that they would arrive a bit later this year, and perhaps this is something that we will have to get used to in the future. The autumns do tend to be a bit more prolonged with these milder temperatures, and winter is a little bit shorter. Looking out onto the reserve at the moment, we have a bit of an old timer called Reza. It's carrying a white Darvik ring, the plastic ring, which is engraved with TPZ. And that bird has been visiting us for around 14 years now, so it's one to look out for. If you're looking out from the hides, you should be able to see it out in amongst the wet areas, pulling up the roots and enjoying feeding on the reserve, working as it's intended. Now, although the first Buick Swans have begun to touch down here on the reserve, I've got to point out that they will continue to arrive through the autumn period or an early winter. So over the next couple of months there's going to be swans turning up. And if you want to keep up to date with what's happening, follow the Bewick Swan blog. Julian Youth will update you as to the movements of the birds as they come in, and you can also look up the birds which are fitted with satellite transmitters, which are on their way from Russia as we speak. We're really looking quite closely at Pintail because the Pintail show themselves very close to some of the hides. It's a species which breeds in the Arctic Circle and winters here fairly good numbers. It's usually around the 400 mark that we get here, and the peak counts in winter, sometimes more. But at the moment they're, like the Buick Swans, are just arriving on site, and the best place to catch up with them is actually either from the Rushy hide down by the InFocus shop, or in the Peng Observatory at the afternoon feeds. Usually about 80 to 100 birds waiting there at the moment to take advantage of the feed. And the males are looking pretty splendid at the moment. They're not quite there with their tail molt. That will continue to grow now through the winter months. Right now the males are very easy to pick out. They've got the brown head with the white stripes running down to the side of a white breast, and very distinctive bird and very easy to pick out at the hides. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but this water that's falling out of the sky is gradually filling up the areas which we want to flood for the winter to provide the feeding opportunities. Other species to look out for at the moment, certainly the plovers. The golden plover and the lapwing flocks have increased from the low hundreds of last week right up through to being in their thousands now. It's very impressive to see them from the hides, particularly around high tide periods when they tend to be out a little bit closer to the hides. So do come in and see them. They look absolutely fantastic at the moment. If you've enjoyed this video, then please feel free to share it with your family and friends on Facebook or Twitter. Otherwise, subscribe to the e-newsletter to find out more information, or visit the website where you'll find out about our events and general sightings.